You can build and launch apps in a matter of days without having to spend your entire weekend coding, and definitely without having to hire someone else to do it for you. This is a tech industry's darkest secret. What if I told you there's a way to build full working apps from start to finish that are simple, successful, and make money without ever needing 3 other people to help you? In fact, the only thing you'll have to worry about is your clients asking, so how big is your team? When at the end of the day, it's really just you, a coffee addiction, and a bunch of AI tools that are helping you out. So this thing that I'm talking about, it's called vibe coding. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I turn vibe coding to a one-person business that earns me more than a full-time tech job, as verified by Business Insider. I'm going to cover what vibe coding actually is and how it works, the exact AI tools I use to build apps solo, mistakes to avoid when you start using these tools, and how to turn vibe coding into a profitable solo business, even if you're not a 10x super cracked engineer. But here's the truth before getting into all this. I'm not trying to build the next billion-dollar company, and I don't think you are either. I just want to build useful apps, get paid, and enjoy a vacation once in a while. And I'm sure you're on the same boat as me. We're not trying to become the next Mark Zuckerberg. Things get easier when you stop coding the hard way. I stopped delegating tasks to a designer, a developer, a project manager, trying to do it all myself, and having so many different Slack channels that my mind will... Because now I just vibe with Cursor, Lovable, Madness, and build stuff really fast. No team, no investors, no added tension. But what actually is vibe coding? It's not a framework. It's not some new Silicon Valley cult where we chant deploy 3 times and raise funding. Vibe coding is exactly what it sounds like. It's the art of building fast with the help of AI tools that take care of the annoying and repetitive parts. To put it simple, you're not coding everything from scratch and you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just focusing on the part that actually matters. Solving a problem. You're basically the conductor while AI is your orchestra, and together you're just cranking out MVPs that are getting you Grammys. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say I want to build a landing page for a tool that helps streamers auto send discount codes in Twitch. I'm trying to sell this to Kaizenat, Speed, and Pokimane. Something super niche and super useful. Normally, I'd have to design the UI, write the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, hook it up to the backend, and spend 3 hours just centering the div. But with AI tools, things change. A lot. I literally typed the following. Build me a clean landing page with a hero section, call to action, and email input form using React and Tailwind. Boom. The rest is history. The AI tool can spit out a layout, suggest components, hook up the logic, and even help when I break things. That's what you call vibe coding. You describe what you want, the AI builds it, and you move on. Some AI tools can even build some of the most beautiful UIs of apps that you could possibly imagine. You no longer need to know 17 different languages. You just need to know how to describe what you want clearly and quickly before your brain sabotages you with, wait, is this even a good idea? Now you're probably wondering, what are the actual tools that make this all possible? No worries, I'm going to show you how to go from idea to ready to sell to users in under a week. The first AI tool, is probably the most popular one, is Cursor AI. This is your core workspace, the brain. Cursor is like VS Code, except VS Code could read your entire code base, write features for you, refactor messy logic, and hold your hand through debugging without judgment. In other words, VS Code on steroids. Let's say I want to build a dashboard that shows all recent Stripe payments. Cursor will do the following. Generate the React table, hook up the API calls, handle state, and wrap it all up with one prompt. You see, I don't have to know how to do everything anymore. Stripe API, I don't have to worry about that. Cursor can do it for me. And then the next AI tool, Lovable, is your UI UX sidekick. You can type something like this. Design a social media scheduler for musicians with a retro theme. Lovable will take what you wrote, design the UI to fit exactly what you said, suggest onboarding flows, and even build an MVP for you to test. This is perfect for prototyping, validating markets, designing landing pages, or impressing clients who think you've got a whole team behind you when it's just you. Also, you don't have to tell them that it's just you. Just be quiet about that. Now the next AI tool, Madness, is like the one quiet team member who just gets everything done. It handles automation, task flows, and API triggers, as well as so much more. All you have to do is say something like, every time someone fills out my type form, create a task in Notion and send me a Slack message. It will create the entire automation for you. It's like talking to a junior developer who actually listens. And then you have end-to-end in Zapier, which is a glue that ties everything together. With the two of them, you can automate virtually anything. Onboarding emails, Stripe refunds, Slack pins, analytics tracking, calendar scheduling, whatever you just don't want to do manually. Just have Zapier and end-to-end work together to do it for you. See, companies are willing to spend $25,000 for Zapier experts to come in, automate the processes, because companies are slow. You can operate at the same efficiency as a real company if you master these AI tools. Now, let's talk about the real reason you've come this far into the video. Does vibe coding actually make money? You money hungry people. It's like, let's be honest, we all want it. The answer to your question of whether vibe coding makes money is yes, and probably more than you think. I've launched more tools and agents than I can count at this point. Some flopped, some popped. Just last week, I dropped a tiny tool that automates LinkedIn DMs for cold outreach. It only took me 3 days to build, and I made over $1,000 selling it to just one single user. And it's funny because this is a problem that I knew people had because I had it myself. LinkedIn DMing takes some amount of time, but if you're able to automate it for yourself, then I'm sure someone else who wants the exact same thing will be willing to pay you for it. And I created this using Cursor, and I automated the backend with N8N, hosted it using N8N, tweeted, and boom, I'm done. I didn't use any ads, no YouTube, no launch campaign, just hit up a client I already knew, told them the product, and they wanted it instantly. 3 days, $1,000. That's a crazy come up. And one of the most fun things about all this is how many clients think I have an entire team behind me, which I do have a team, but for most of these products I'm selling them, it's just me. They assume I'm just some super genius engineer, but at the end of the day, I just know how to use AI tools properly. You no longer need to be a genius. You just need to solve real problems and build faster than everyone else, because in today's market, speed matters. Now, before you dive headfirst into vibe coding, let me save you a few headaches by telling you some of the biggest mistakes people make. By people, I mean me. Mistake 1 is copying instead of solving. If your whole plan is to clone something you saw trending on X, it probably won't work. Instead, solve a problem you actually care about. Honestly, just solve a problem that you have. That way, even if no one buys your product, at least you solve your own problem. The second mistake is waiting too long to launch. You don't need a massive launch campaign. You don't need 1 million followers on Instagram before you launch your product. You don't need anything special. All you need is a link to your product. Put it on every social media you possibly can. Even if you only have 100 followers on Instagram, just drop it everywhere. Discord, X, Reddit communities, just market the mess out of it. Because even if you create the most amazing tool in 2 or 3 days, if no one knows about it, well, it's not going to earn you any money. The next mistake is thinking your product has to be perfect. You see, when you're vibe coding, you're building MVPs. You're essentially building tools that are they're good, right? They get the job done. They might not look super best or be, completely bug free, but they get the job done and they are good enough for someone to actually spend money to use. You don't need dark mode, mobile responsiveness, onboarding animations before launching your tool. You want to build quick and you want to launch quick. Honestly, your first version should just have the core features and a Stripe checkout and you're good. Build ugly, drop fast, polish later. Here's what an actual week of my life looks like when I'm trying to build something new. Monday, come up with a dumb but oddly useful idea. This can be an idea that will solve a problem for you, a loved one, something you saw on X that isn't too saturated. Tuesday, you want to build a basic version with AI and no-code tools. I'm talking about Cursor, generating core logic, lovable for design, and N8N to glue it all together. Wednesday, you can add Stripe and make a landing page. That way people can go to your website and they can actually pay for your product. You can make money. Key tip, if you can't explain your product in one page, it's too complicated. Thursday, I want you to post this landing page link every single place. So that's what I did. I posted on Reddit communities and our entrepreneur subreddit, posted on X. I dropped a YouTube community post. I made sure everyone and their mother was going to this link. And once people start using your product, whether you have a free trial or just paid, you're going to be getting instant feedback. So fix what people hate on Friday or Saturday, whichever one. And then you sit back, relax, and let your product start cooking. This is a great schedule for anyone who wants to build a product fast, launch it fast, and get as much feedback fast. And now you probably are wondering, well, does this even work? Well, here's the thing about 2025. It's no longer about writing the cleanest code. Like, it generally does not matter if your code is bug free. It's about solving problems using AI while everyone else is rewriting their nav bar, trying to make it the most beautiful nav bar of all time. No one cares. And vibe coding in particular isn't about being lazy. It's about being efficiently chaotic. If you want to see me vibe code and build a $300,000 app using Manus AI, check this video here.